Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Gervonta Davis took to Twitter and, well, before I get into that, how many times has Gervonta Davis posted something on Twitter and then come back and deleted his post? I mean, this man has more deleted posts on Twitter than he has knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Makes you wonder, man. You know, he probably just a temperamental, really emotional guy, because everything that it seems like every other post that he puts out there, he deletes. And I don't know why he does that. But nevertheless, it was a post that he put out on Twitter that said he has a fight scheduled for January 2023. And as soon as I saw it, people were saying, okay, he's fighting a tomato can. Oh, well then, what about Ryan Garcia? And my question is, forget the tomato can, okay? Whatever opponent he's fighting, forget about what's going on with Ryan Garcia, DAZN, Golden Boy, PBC, right? My thing is, we can't even get beyond December 12th, okay? Because that's when he's supposed to go to trial. Now, for those of you who've been sleeping underneath a rock, you know, Gervonta Davis, he's had some ups and downs, okay? He's made some bad decisions, and he seems to be maturing and trying to grow out of those behaviors, right? Because at the point that he's at, it's extremely successful, but he's young, and no matter if this sounds cliche or not, product of your environment, and you're going to do and react instinctively. And for him, he had the hit and run incident without me, deep diving into it all over again. The bottom line is it was a car accident involving him, and, he fled the scene, all right? But he tried to go into a plea deal, and this is where things get interesting, right? He tried to go into a plea deal with Baltimore City State Attorney's Office. But the thing is this, right? The judge rejected it. Now, there was one person, one of the victims from the accident. There were like several, right? But I know the other ones were cool with taking the plea deal. The other ones were cool with the money and all that, right? They didn't want to press any charges. Pay them off, they'll shut up. But there's one in particular. She wasn't having it because my understanding from the articles I've read, one of the victims was a female who was pregnant. And what really pissed her off is that Gervonta Davis, he hit their car was smoking. You hear them screaming for help, and he fled the scene. So if that car would have caught fire and people would have perished, Gervonta, he wouldn't be here right now, put it to you that way. But this is where it gets a little unfortunate for Gervonta Davis, right? The judge really feels that him getting off with unsupervised house arrest is unacceptable, and that he needs to be taught a lesson so that if he ends up in a situation like that again, he doesn't have the same behavior. And the judge is a female. And the victim who didn't want to see that plea deal go through, didn't want him to be on unsupervised house arrest, and didn't want to take the money, right? She's like, no, he needs to do some jail time. And let me tell you, the judge was agreeing with her. And when I read that, I said, man, Gervonta Davis, he's going to the joint. Okay? And I hate to see that, but at the same time, maybe good for him to do a couple of days in jail, a month in jail, okay? Because when you get that taste of reality, all this thinking you're tough, thinking you're bad, wanting to come out there and brandish a weapon, bust your gun, lick shots, all of that bad man talk, all of that, I'm not afraid to die, I'm not afraid of the police, I'll kill you, My Glock doesn't have a safety, and all this tough man talk, right? Product of his environment. I get it. He's growing out of that. But all of that, that's immaturity. That's nonsense. That's ignorance. Man's a multi-millionaire. He's got everything. But he wasn't groomed properly. And he's going to be forced to grow. He's being forced to be groomed because he's going to do some jail time. I put it to you this way, right? Check this out. Instead of him getting that unsupervised house arrest, this man's facing, this is what's crazy, a jury trial. Gervonta Davis is facing a jury trial beginning on December 12th. Now, I've canvassed the internet looking at multiple articles. I can't find anything saying there's been a change to the plan for his set court date of December 12th, and the trial is supposed to be a 2-day trial, right? I can't find anything saying that there's been refinements to those plans. I can't find anything saying that's been rescinded. Nothing right now. The plan is still for him to go to trial by jury, 2 days, beginning December 12th, for fleeing the scene, hit and run. And he was intoxicated with a suspended license. Okay? So the trial, really not sure why they're having a trial and all that, because he's guilty. You understand? He's guilty. So by him going there, that's just some kind of a parliamentary type process for the judge to just come now and sentence him to jail. So he faces a maximum of 50 months in prison if he's convicted of all the remaining charges. Now, I don't know if he's going to be convicted of all the remaining charges, but I don't even know if he's going to be convicted. I can't see him not being convicted. And I don't like that for him. But I don't think they're going to give him 50 months. But who knows? But I think he needs the wake-up call. This is where I wish they could put him in a Scared Straight program, but he's too big for that. Something to get his attention and turn him around, because you can't. It's like I said in another video, man. Who's coaching this guy, man? Where's his wingman? Where's his buddy to be like, Tank, you shouldn't say, even that shit with Ryan Garcia. What are you doing getting into a confrontation, physical with Ryan Garcia, grabbing him, playing tough? You still want to fight? You still want to kill? What are you doing, stupid? All eyes are on you, Tupac, man. Everybody's watching you. You can't be out here reacting that way. Going out there with the Rolly Romero talking about this Glock don't have no safety. Talking about his left hand, we get it, but you can't talk like that. The Alabis and the Mayweathers and the guys on his team, Coach Calvin, somebody should yoke his ass up with the quickness and get in his ear and say, hey, you have to find the strength and the discipline to change the way you act and speak. Because social media, man, as nice as it is, and I'm going to tell you, even a guy like me, man, I'm retired. Boom, I got on my Air Force shirt, right? I'm chilling, right? They got this social media thing. I like boxing. I created a little YouTube channel. I'm not a journalist. I just like boxing. I know a lot about it, so I talk about it. But I'm not a journalist. 90% of the shit that myself and other YouTubers talk about is opinion. A lot of it's based in fact, but then when we start talking, we're giving our opinions, right? But social media, this is giving me an outlet, and it's been positive. But the stuff that I'm putting out here, unless YouTube disbands my channel or I cancel my channel, it's going to be there forever. I have control over this. Now, if somebody downloads my videos, then I'm kind of in bad shape, you know what I'm saying? Because they can go save it and they can do whatever they want. But the thing is this, that's the positive to it, right? And you want to see an upswell of those kind of positive things, right? But the problem here with Gervonta Davis social media, that can be a bad thing because the stuff you're putting out there or the stuff that other people are recording of you and putting out there that you have no control over, it's accessible. And now when you're dealing with a situation involving a trial by jury, right? They can come out here, canvass the internet for any and everything to make you look like the animal they want everyone to believe you are, based on your own actions and the things that have come out your mouth. And that's what's going on with Gervonta Davis. So the most serious charge for Gervonta Davis is that, they can say allegedly, but he fled the scene of an accident involving bodily injury as well as driving on the highway while his license was suspended and revoked, each of which separately carries a maximum sentence of 1 year. People, I don't know what's going to happen. Let me read this to you, right? I'm eating those grapes. Those grapes are good. They had these grapes called cotton candy, on point. A plea agreement extended by the prosecution called for a 1 year suspended sentence, during which Davis would have to commit to 60 days of home confinement and freedom to work. Davis was prepared to accept the guilty plea and resume his boxing career, although the court deemed him too lenient after sympathizing with the remaining victim, G.R. Smith, who was pregnant at the time of the car accident and told Judge Finn that she begged Mr. Gervonta Davis. I looked him in the eye. I said, I have to get home to my daughter. I'm pregnant. Not once did he come to help me. He just picked up his things and left the scene of the crash. I'm going to read that piece again to you, okay? This is the killer right here, right? This is the shit right here where he's done, like stick a fork in him. And it's so unfortunate, but I'm trying to envision this, right? The court deemed too lenient, right? After sympathizing with the remaining victim, G.R. Smith is a female, who was pregnant at the time of the accident and told Judge Finn that she begged Mr. Gervonta Davis. I looked him in the eye. I said, I have to get home to my daughter. I'm pregnant. Not once did he come to help me. He picked up his things and left the scene of the crash. Judge Finn agreed with the victim in finding the plea deal unacceptable. Man. Now, maybe the judge is going to come and look at something a bit more stringent, not as lenient, but it not propose jail time. But it's a trial by jury. So we don't know what the outcome is going to be. But I don't think it's going to be positive. I just can't see him avoiding going to the joint. That's the killer, man. Looked him in the eyes and said, I have to get home to my daughter. I'm pregnant. And Davis just ignored her. That's crazy. Now, he's going to give a chance to talk in court and all that. There's a lot of stuff on camera. And, I wish him the best of luck. I'm not going to sit here and call him names or call his victims names. I'm just going to say, I hope there's a lesson learned from this and he learns his lesson, because this man is very fortunate. I get it. He put the work in from a little kid with boxing, and I understand circumstances, the mother situation, brother situation, dad situation, street life, all that, Calvin Ford, boxing saving him. I get it. A lot of friends dying. I get it. I understand. But at some point, you got to take a look at where you are and say, the times where maybe it would have been nice to have a father. It would have been nice to have my mother. It would have been nice not to be in shelters, and it would have been nice not to be in different foster programs. It would have been nice to not have friends get killed, all right? You're a big man now, okay? That's over. You got to lace up your sneakers, man, buckle up your belt, pull up your pants. You got to step out in the world as a man. We can't keep alibying for bad choices. Like, at a certain point in life, we all know right from wrong, right? And I'm not saying it's easy to make the right choice, especially when instinctively you want to react the way you've been conditioned just based on your experiences in life. But man, there got to be something in you. No matter how wrong you are, you get in a car accident and there are people in the car, they can't get out in that car smoking, and someone is talking to you, pleading for help, and you look at them and then you just go off. Like, that's some cold shit. And I'm just not wired that way. I'm just not. I'm the kind of guy, well, I wouldn't do anything crazy, but let's say I was in a carjacking, right? And I go and I carjack somebody for a vehicle, and I'm driving off, and I got the car and I escape, and I look in the back seat and I see a child in that back seat. I'm immediately turning around, and I just have to face my fate. But I'm taking that baby back to his parent, and I may haul ass on foot. But there's no way in the world. There's got to be something in you, man, that tells you, okay, this is wrong. You know, and maybe that's just because, you know, the way I grew up, love for children, and then I have children, but I just can't do it. I remember growing up. I'm getting off subject here, but this reminds me. So I remember growing up, man, where we used to work at a Taco Bell. We were like 16, 15. We got hooked up. We had a homeboy who was the manager there. He got us all jobs. We were underage working at Taco Bell, getting paid, right? But I remember these guys always used to be fights at that Taco Bell out in the parking lot. Craziness. All kind of crazy stuff going on, right? But I remember there was these guys, they were messing with this girl, right? I ain't gonna get into all the specifics about it because I don't talk about those things on my channel, but I'll tell you this. There were these guys messing with this girl and her boyfriend, right? They shouldn't even have been in this area, this girl and this guy. I don't know why they came down to this area. But they foolishly came out there, a couple wannabe tough guys, messing with the girl. Girl wasn't really interested. Some back and forth words. The boyfriend comes out, doesn't realize kind of the area he's in, starts talking craziness. There were like 3 guys try to jump him. This guy was like a Chuck Norris. The man knew Kung Fu or some shit. All of a sudden, one guy punches him, he stumbles back, they rush him, he's kicking, he's doing roundhouses, all kind of, it's like a karate flick, right? And we're inside Taco Bell, because we're working there. Once the fight pops off, people already know, they'll go lock the doors, don't let nobody in, right? So boom, they run, they lock the door, and we're watching. And we're like, oh, you know, this man's like, you know, Bruce Lee, he's out there busting, he busts everybody's ass. But what they didn't know is there was another guy out there. And he came. And he hit this guy with, it was a big piece of wood, something he picked up from out there, right? He hit the guy, pow, he fell down. Bruce Lee fell down, right? When he fell down, they picked up, remember the newspaper stands you put quarters in and shit? The big, heavy newspaper stands, you open it, take the newspaper. They picked up the newspaper stand, bam, slammed it on his head. Messed him up, right? And we're in there, and we're like, you know, young, stupid, but we're like, oh, shit, they killed him, blah, blah, blah. And somebody was in there, was like, yo, open the door. Because the girl she's freaking out. So the guys are out there looking, still standing around, but they weren't done with this guy. But that's how it is. That's how it was out there. You get your ass hurt, man. But we ended up opening the door. Remember, myself and a friend, we ran out. We didn't know the guys, but we're familiar. You know, when you're around those areas and you're out and about, you tend to know faces. So we're just like, yo, y'all need to go. They bounced, and we drugged them inside. But there were people inside, some people working there, the cowards, the scary cats, were like, don't open the door. But my partner and I, maybe because, you know, we were from that environment, but I remember we opened the door and pulled them in. And even then, although my mentality then isn't what it is now, is, you know, but there was something inside me that was like, when the fight was one thing, but when they hit him with that damn newspaper stand, that pulled at me, you know, like, okay, save this man, you know what I'm saying? Because he was trying to stick up for his girlfriend. She wasn't wrong, you know, but, you know, she just came into the wrong area, and, you know, she should have just turned around and left, but She started talking. Worst thing to do is talk to him. You know, just walk by him, ignore him, go in the store, let them call your name, stay in there until they leave. You know what I'm saying? But she wanted to go back and forth and bad things happen. So what I'm getting at is there should be something in a person when you know someone's in a bad position to where you want to intervene, interject, and help them out. And with a guy like Davis in his position and all the crap that going on with him in social media, then the issue with the girl, the mother of one of his kids, none of that's helping his case. And it's all dealing with women right now. The judge is a female, so he's in bad shape. So for me, I'm just not sure that he is going to get into a January fight date. Maybe he does. I don't know. But he got a huge battle ahead of him, man. And although it's only for 2 days, that judge, in my opinion, right? I'm a common sense man. Got a little bit of experience and a little bit of everything, right? She made that, she said it's only going to take 2 days. That's what the judge said. It's only going to take 2 days. So what does that tell you? That they don't need much time to discuss anything. She already knows what she wants to do. He's just going to go through the process. We're going to pretend we're having a trial. We're going to pretend the jury's going to make him guilty just so she doesn't look like she has it out for him. But Gervonta Davis, if he gets out of this, great. Lesson learned, dodge the bullet. I don't think we'll have any more problems out of him. But I just don't see how he gets out of it. Otherwise, I think he would have got out of it a long time ago. But that being said, we'll see what happens with him. Best of luck. All that shit about him and Ryan Garcia. What's Oscar stupid? Is everybody? I mean, he's slow. He knows this man has a trial date. I'm surprised Oscar hasn't said anything about it. Ryan Garcia hasn't said anything about it. How are you trying to plan a fight? Maybe they're trying to have the fight before December 12th, you know? But now it's January, so I don't know. The only person knows, Gervonta Davis, his team, the judge, and the fly on the wall. I'm just giving you the information I have, and in my opinion, my perspective, but who knows what's going to happen. I wish him the best of luck. Jail is not a place for human beings. But at the end of the day, if you don't fear God, the legal system should keep you in check. If you don't fear the legal system, a little bit of spiritual belief should keep you in check. But when you don't fear God or the legal system, police, the judge, and all that, how can you govern a person? So for Gervonta Davis, he better have a fear of something, because he can't continue to make bad choices, because the next time it may not just be this 2-day trial, 1 year prison sentence, 30 days, nothing, maybe 50 months. He could be going away for a long time, because it's just not worth it. Okay. But that being said, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to the veterans. Shout out to people from all 7 continents. I appreciate the support. Like and subscribe. PayPal, Cash App. We much appreciate it. Hit that super thanks button. Y'all keep cool, and as always, in the breeze.